You alright?
You all right? Welcome back to English Like Locals, the show where you learn the English that British people actually speak. I'm Jess.
And I'm Marcus. And if you just heard what happened there, Jess asked me a question and I answered it with the same question.
We did, and nobody answered anything.
Nobody answered anything, and that right there is today's whole episode.
Today we're talking about British greetings, and one greeting in particular. Two little words. You all right?
Sounds like a question. Looks like a question. It's not a question.
It is not a question. Stay with us, because this one confuses everybody.
So Jess, let's slow this right down for everyone. You alright? What is it actually?
It's just hello. That's it. When a British person says you all right, they are not asking about your health. They are not asking about your feelings. They are saying hello.
That's the thing. It's a greeting wearing a question costume.
A greeting wearing a question costume. I love that. So listeners, one more time, nice and slow. You all right means hello.
And here's the part that breaks people's brains. The correct answer to you alright is you alright.
You answer the question with the question.
You answer the question with the question. No information, just vibes.
And if that sounds strange to you, good. Because Marcus, you've got a story about this, haven't you?
Oh, I've got a story. My man, Thomas. So there's a new guy at the depot, yeah? Thomas. Lovely fella, just moved to London. First morning, I walk in and go, Thomas, you alright?
Classic. And he said, you all right? Back?
No. He stopped, put his bag down, looked me dead in the eye and went, well, my flat is very cold. I did not sleep. The landlord will not answer my messages. And I think I'm getting a cough.
No.
Full report, Jess. Housing, sleep, health, everything.
What did you say?
What could I say? I said, safe, and walked to my van.
And did he learn?
Next morning, Thomas, you all right? He goes, a little better, thank you. The cough is still here, but the landlord replied.
He gave you an update, a follow-up episode.
A weekly series, mate. Every morning, season 1 of Thomas's life.
Okay, so listeners, Thomas did nothing wrong. In most languages, are you all right is a real question, and answering honestly is polite. But in Britain, here's the rule. Ready?
Ready.
When someone says, you all right, you say, you all right, back. That's it. That's the whole move.
Or if you want options, you can say, yeah, good, you, quick, 3 words. Nobody wants the details.
Yeah, not bad, you. Also works. The you at the end is important. You throw the question straight back, like a hot potato.
Exactly like a hot potato. Nobody wants to hold it. And notice the sound of it as well. It's not, you all right, all serious. It's light. It bounces. You all right?
Listen to Marcus's version and my version. Marcus, go.
You all right?
You all right? Mine's a bit flatter. That's my South London Estuary coming through. Same 2 words, same meaning, slightly different music. One more time, everyone. Someone says, you all right? You say,
you all right? Back at them. Done. Beautiful.
Actually, let's practice right now. Listeners, this is your bit. I'm going to greet you, and you answer out loud, wherever you are. On the bus, in the kitchen, doesn't matter. Ready? You all right?
Did you say it back? If you said you all right, perfect. If you said, yeah, good, you, also perfect. If you started describing your morning, we need to talk.
Let's go again, a little faster this time, because real life is fast. You all right?
Lovely. One more from me. And remember the little lift at the end. You all right?
That's it. You've just survived your first London greeting 3 times. Now, Marcus, you're a delivery driver. You must say this 50 times a day.
50 minimum. Every doorstep. You all right? Parcel for you. You all right? Sign here, please. It's like breathing.
And do customers ever do a Tomas?
One woman, every single week, tells me about her knee. Her knee. Jess. I said, you all right? One time in February. I know that knee's whole life story now.
To be fair, that's quite sweet.
It is sweet. She's lovely. But you see my point? The words invite the answer, but the culture doesn't. That's the trap. The face you make matters too, you know. Quick nod, little smile.
There it is. Face. That flat vowel is a classic London sound. You'll hear it all over this episode. Right, you all right? Is the main one, but London has a whole family of these greetings. Marcus, give us another.
What you saying?
which also sounds like a question.
And also is not a question. Nobody is asking what you are literally saying. It just means, hello, what's happening? How are things?
So if someone says, "What you saying?" do not repeat your last sentence.
Please don't, Thomas did. Week 3. I said, Thomas, what you saying? And he said slowly, I said, good morning. Broke my heart, Jess.
Poor Thomas. So what should he say?
Not much, you? Or just calm? Calm means everything's fine. Everything's relaxed, no problems. You all right? Calm.
One word. Total peace.
And then there's safe. Now, safe is a beautiful word because it does about 4 jobs. It's hello. It's thank you. It's goodbye. It's you're a good person.
So when you said safe to Thomas and walked off,
That was thank you for this information I did not ask for. Safe. And mate. That's the glue. Friend. Stick it on the end of anything. You all right, mate? Safe, mate. Cheers, mate.
mate makes everything friendlier. Even complaints. You're standing on my foot, mate.
Still polite. Somehow, even if you can hear the irritation in the person's voice.
Okay, so we've said hello without asking a question. Now we have to say goodbye without saying goodbye.
In a bit.
In a bit literally means see you in a little while, but you say it even if you will not see that person for 6 months.
Or ever. I say in a bit to customers I will genuinely never meet again. It doesn't matter. It's warm, it's casual, it's goodbye.
So, a full London exchange, start to finish, could be, you all right? You all right? Safe, mate. In a bit.
And that's a complete conversation. 2 people, fully greeted, 0 information exchanged. Perfection.
Let's do the recap. Nice and slow, listeners. Repeat after us. You all right? Means hello. Answer. You all right? Back or yeah, good you.
What you saying? Also, hello. Answer. Not much, you. Or calm.
Safe. Hello. Thanks. Goodbye. All purpose good vibes. Mate. Friend. Sprinkle generously.
In a bit. Goodbye. Even if it's forever.
And the golden rule of the whole episode.
If a British greeting looks like a question, it isn't. Throw it back like a hot potato.
Now, quick but important question. Marcus, is you all right? Ever a real question?
Good one. Yes. Sometimes. And here's how you know the difference. If it's a greeting, it's fast. It's light. And the person keeps moving. You all right? Gone.
But if it's a real question, everything slows down. They stop. They look at you. Maybe they say your name. Jess, you all right? Different animal.
Completely different animal. Same words, but the music changes. Slow and low means they actually want to know.
So listeners, speed and tone are your clue. Fast and bouncy? Greeting? Slow with eye contact? Real question. And then you're allowed to talk about your cold flat and your cough.
Then and only then, Thomas. Then and only then.
So here's the cultural bit, the watching the English moment. Why do British people greet each other with fake questions?
Because a real question would be too much, too soon.
Exactly. British small talk works like a handshake made of words. You all right? Isn't a request for information. It's a little social signal that says, I see you, we're friendly, everything is normal between us. Both people say it, both people mean nothing by it, and both people walk away happy.
And here's the twist. It's not that British people don't care how you are. It's that asking for real is a bigger step. That comes later, quietly, when someone puts the kettle on and says, no, but seriously, how are you doing?
That's the real question. The greeting is just the doorbell.
So don't be like week 1 Thomas. When London asks, you all right? You say, you all right, back. That's you, speaking English like a local.
And by the way, Thomas got there in the end?
Friday, I walk in. Tomas goes, Marcus, you all right? Before I could even open my mouth. Didn't wait for an answer either, just walked off.
A local is born. That's all from us. If this helped, the full worksheet for this episode is at englishlikeLocals.co.uk with every phrase from today plus the practice exercises.
Safe for listening, everyone. In a bit.
In a bit.